Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the ERC 100 Round 8 here at Suzuka. Some would say arguably the best circuit on the calendar. I would be certainly part of that crowd. I am, of course, not alone. I'd like you to say konnichiwa to my colleague Angelo. Say hello.
Konnichiwa, everyone. Hello. Good evening. I hope you're doing fantastic today. And good times are expected here in Japan.
Yes, we were talking earlier just before the race, and you were clearly pretty excited by this.
Yes, indeed. It's a circuit that requires a lot of skill, a lot of driver skill, especially Sector 1, because there's no definitive line you can take that is 100% the fastest. So I'm eager to see how people take it today.
I think it was. Was it Sebastian Vettel that got the advice from Michael Schumacher that said, yeah, there's basically no line through Suzuka S's up until the Degners?
Yes, indeed.
I think it was Seb.
Indeed. It was Seb who said, he once went to Michael and asked, how do you do this? Michael said, I just do, I guess, and then Seb did it as well.
And a damn clue.
And that's why Seb was very good at this track. We've seen he was very successful here. The 2019 pole position lap, one of the most insane poles I've ever seen in my entire life.
And that coming from Angelo, that's pretty stellar considering how much he knows about F1 as well. There's quite a lot of knowledge in that big old brain of his.
Indeed.
MCL, first on track, first
here.
Retirement. That's
He's here
pretty
as well.
standard from the Haas. Right, well, since you love this track so much, we'll go on board with Bloodblade. Do you want to do a lap?
Yes, indeed. I just need to get on board with him. If
13th place,
can.
going
Okay, there you go.
Turn 2.
There you go. On the exit of turn 2, 6th gear, 7th gear, into the first part of the S's. Look at the absolute insanely beautiful line he takes, but this time it wasn't. He spins.
Back end. Oh,
the first part was spot on, but the second part wasn't. Maybe distracted by the yellow flags and the car in front of him. Shame.
Car in front of him being the biscuit factory of McVitie's. Got to be careful for that is the Williams of Mike Steele, who finished in second place last night.
But this let's actually go with Shaggy this time, the mystery machine, because he is on a lap and he's going through the same exact spot. Takes a nice tight line, just grazing the curb. Beautiful. Now
And he makes it through.
This corner. Yes, this corner here is quite difficult, and he just touches the curbs, rides it, doesn't get dragged out of the circuit. Let's see, just end of sector 1, start of sector 2. Let's take our beautiful 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th gear down towards, or up towards the hairpin in this case. See how it takes it. Nicely done, 2nd gear, and good exit. Just nice on the traction. Now up to the spoon curve, because it does look like a spoon, and he takes it nicely, touches the curbs, raises them, kisses them with a grace, goes down towards the straight. Sector 2 is done to 130R. Full throttle, easy taken these days, and now into the chicane, which has been a controversial place for many years. Now exit down towards the final corner, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th gear, and he puts it in 2nd place behind Steele and Williams. So that's a very good lap time, very tidy, very clean, very satisfying to watch.
Very good, very tidy. Pole position last night was the lower 129s, so we're going to be expecting times to tumble later down in the session.
Yes, indeed. Kenny,
Ajax has gone fastest with a 29.73. Here goes Kenny's Ghost. Struggled a bit last night. He's currently in 4th place at 32.6. So a lot of space there to improve for the Williams. as we look on with the other McLaren to set a time of McVitie's, going down towards 130R and then into the chicane at Cassio's Triangle. Good run through there.
Oh, yes, indeed. Now towards the chicane.
Does look
see
to be
how
a
he
slow
takes
time because it's already 129 through that second
Oh,
apex. And he's in.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah, that
May
wasn't-
have
Yeah.
invalidated, maybe.
I don't
perhaps.
think he invalidated, but it was a very, very slow lap time.
Oh, Kenny goes wide, but he's on an in lap, so that's not really that much of an
He's on
issue.
in lap. So far, 4
Um,
drivers have set a lap time, a McLaren, 2 Williamses, and an Aston Martin. We've got plenty
Most
more
people
cars
in
yet
pits.
to come in and
Indeed.
qualify, whereas everybody else is in the pit lane. MCL has retired, but that's pretty standard from the reigning 100 champion and the reigning managers champion, and I think even the reigning Sunday champion, off the top of my head. There's a Mercedes coming out ahead of Shaggy. I do
Nathan.
believe that is Gary Bluntblade and Nathan as well. So both Mercedes have come out, along with the other Haas of Bird, currently also not having set a time.
Yep. We're going to see some pretty interesting times on the table today as well. I'd like to mention that Suzuka has been the scene of one of the greatest qualifying sessions, in my opinion, in the entirety of the Formula One history. That was in 2000, where Michael Schumacher and Mika Hakkinen were trading pole position provisional poles for an entire hour until Michael managed to get pole position in the end.
Oh my god. I can
for
imagine
the
that,
next
Christ.
bit. Yep, and what I particularly loved about that session is that whenever one or the other beat the other's lap time, they were always in the garage looking at the screen. Oh, Michael's beat my lap time, and Mika Hakkinen, you could just see him from the helmet. He was smiling, and the same thing was with Michael. Whenever one of the two beat each other's lap times, they were just smiling. It's like, yep, my turn now.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Suzuka was the season finale at that point, wasn't it?
No, actually, many people think it was, but actually Malaysia was the final race. Malaysia
Oh.
was in 2000.
Okay.
Yep, Malaysia.
The reason I say that is because I know in 98, 99 it was.
In 1999, Suzuka was the finale, but the Malaysian Grand Prix was the penultimate round of the season. But 2000, it was actually Malaysia who took the final spot on the calendar. Indeed, so Michael won the race, the championship, with one race in advance, 12 points ahead of Mika Hakkinen.
One of the most missed circuits is Sepang.
Indeed.
Speaking of, actually, different circuits, don't know if you've heard, but there's 2 rumours that are floating about with possible new street circuits.
Oh, get out.
I'm not joking. One of them is
It's Madrid.
Madrid. That's apparently meant to be signed at some point next week. And this is the biggest surprise, I think, at least for me. Osaka is looking to host a street circuit in 2025
Oh!
to replace
Oh.
Suzuka for the extra that they've got for that year.
I'm extremely against that. I am very against that. If I were Stefano Domenicali, I'd say no to that.
I could hear what you were about to say just before you held yourself back.
Yes, indeed. It just proves my feelings about how F1 is heading in
Ooh,
futures.
hello,
But
Gary Bluntblade, 28.9.
as a 28, and I was
Good
about
lap.
to mention he was about to finish his lap. Very good pace. Nathan is right up behind him, I think. He's invalidated
He's
his lap time,
invalidated
though.
his lap. Stug is going very slowly up towards
Bird is
Spoon
on one.
Curve.
Bird is on a lap. Ooh, he looks very fast through the final two corners. Let's see what he does. I think it's going to be pole. Yes, there you
It
go.
is for
Provisional
now.
pole,
28.4.
28.4. That is a very good lap time in that Haas. Very
That's
good. Shows
pretty-
pace.
Exactly, considering that it is a Haas, it's a pretty stellar lap time. More cars
I've only
coming out
seen.
with
Yeah, I've only seen.
7:40 to go.
Nathan, he starts another lap, I think. Yeah, I've seen just the three final corners. He was absolutely fine. I could tell it was an incredible lap time just from those three. Let's go on board with Nathan at the moment because he still needs to set a legal lap time. Through the first section he goes. Oh, he takes that section very fast. He was flat out through there. Quite nice. Indeed.
Good
There's
run.
yellow flags in sector 2.
Ooh, into the Degners.
Some very
Slightly wide.
Slightly wide, yeah. Yeah, he's backed off. He's backed off. It was purple. It was purple in sector 1 as well. It just, that sector 1 looked absolutely spot on for him. He nailed every corner up until that point. So I'm looking forward to what he has to serve next time around. Because seems to have been off track as well. Yeah, his car's a bit dirty.
There's a lot of technical sections around that circuit. One of those is the two right-hand Degners after the S's. Degner 1, obviously the faster of the pair, as they just before what is fondly known as the Kobayashi corner, which is the hairpin, as I found out from Sam last night.
Yeah, quite many dive bombs through that turn, I think, from Kobayashi.
Looking on
Japan, Kobayashi was an absolute machine. He was a monster in Japan.
Speaking of an absolute monster, here comes Kenny, up his time, up by just under 2/10, but again, not quite close enough to move further up the grid. Here is Somatic out of the hairpin, through Spoon Curve into Spoon Corner, up the hill, and then into the long, seemingly never-ending double apex left-hander cut. Goes off track, but his lap is still valid. Back end stepping out. And again, he's managed to keep it on the tarmac. Well, the game thinks that anyway. It did look quite close to track limits as he comes up to 130R. It's purple.
It's purple.
It's purple, but unfortunately with that mini-map, saying it's purple doesn't really mean very much. Doesn't always mean that it's the fastest sector. Here he comes across the line. Is he going to go to the top? He goes to second. That's not a bad time for the Alfa Romeo.
Indeed, and I'm sure he can improve.
To Shaggy, he's almost half a second up after 2 sectors. He could be pushing himself up to that front row, slightly deep into the Cassius Triangle chicane. Around the final corner he goes. It's still a very tidy exit. He improves his time, but only goes to 5th place, so 29.5 for the Mystery Machine. Let's look on with Roman further back. Where's he going to end up? He puts himself in 8th, just ahead of Kenny. 30.2, half second down on Mike Steele, who was absolutely stellar last night. Off the start, he was started 3rd and managed to get 3 abreast and almost took 2 cars round the outside of turn 1.
Oh, that sounds lovely indeed.
Sadly went off track, so you could only take 1 of them. However, it was pretty stellar anyway, and he's about to start a lap as well. See what some of these other drivers are doing. Rickaz and Stug have just left the pit lane as well, so they're going to be going for fresh laps. The Stug comes round the long left Dunlop corner just before the Degners.
I'm on board. We're here with Steele at the moment just to see how he fares up in this lap.
Let's have a look. What's he doing? Takes a little less curb than what we saw.
Purple. He's purple in sector 1.
And he's 3/10 up on his personal best as well, so this could be a pretty stellar lap. Good exit out of the Degners up towards the hairpin. Taking a tight line. Nicely done. And it's back on the power through to Spoon Curve. Take as much of the inside as you can. Not a bad line through
right round
there. Swoops it nicely and then into Spoon itself, taking as much curb as he can. And he's absolutely nailing it. And now it's down the run here through to 130R. Goes to the far right-hand side of the track. Here comes the second sector. He's 8/10ths up on his personal best. Great line through to 130R, not 230R, and then breaking into the Cassius triangle. Could we be looking at a provisional pole position time with seconds to spare? Here he comes.
Oh, he slides a little bit.
Rear end bubble around the final
on.
corner. 2 minutes 20 to go. Here he comes. Goes to fifth place. Lost about a 10th and a half there. That could have pushed him up almost onto the front row there.
Yeah, it was an amazing lap time. Yeah, could have. It was an amazing lap time. That was just a tiny twitch on the final corner exit. But stellar to look at. Satisfying. Very satisfying.
Roman's gone into 6th place, so he's improved his time by what looks like about a second, give or take. As we look on with Stug as he goes up to the hairpin, there's a couple of drivers leaving for their final laps. Bird, Somatic Coast, McVitie's and Shaggy, as well as Nathan McIntyre. Rookie isn't qualifying, so he's going to be starting at the back, as per usual.
Ajax on a lap as well. He's going through the spoon. He's just exited the spoon curve. He's going down the penultimate straight down to 130R now.
Somatic Coast 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Nathan McIntyre. That is unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo car, but here comes Ajax. Is he going to finish this lap? Yes, he is. I thought he was going in the pit lane for a brief moment. Goes from 8th, stays 8th, improves marginally. So that is his qualifying done, unless he wants to go for another lap. But I don't think he's got the battery to. No, he doesn't. Let's have a look, see what's cracking. Roman could go for another lap should he want. That is the Mercedes of Blunt Blade, half a second up after DOS sectors as he goes into the Casio triangle. Big birthday meetup over the weekend. Can't wait to see you. But here he goes to pole position. It's a 1:28.423 best spurred by half a tenth. And it's very much game on for the South African. Plenty of cars coming now to start and finish laps. Somaticos, who's just picked up a 5-place grid penalty, going off the track slightly to get a little bit of a better exit. Are all these cars actually going to be able to start another lap, should they want to, is going to be the major question. Here's McVitie's. Goes to second even. A half-second improvement.
That is a very good lap time.
A 28.463, so that puts him in second place on that front row. Somaticos starting 9th at the moment, despite qualifying position of 4th place. Who's going to be next to finish a lap? I do believe, is it going to be Stug? Yes, it's Stug. 1.6 up after 2 sectors. Not expecting this to be a time to trouble the front positions, but here he comes. Where's he going to start? Currently 10th place. That's not bad for the Red Bull. There goes Ricaz. He's going to stay in 9th place. Ajax goes horrendously off track. Not a lap time that's going to count for him. As we look down to Nathan McIntyre. Is that? Yeah, that's... No, that's Gary.
He is on a lap.
Sorry, I got slightly confused there. Shaggy's coming up to the line now as well. 4/10ths up after 2 sectors. Here he goes. Where's he going to go? Goes 5th, 29.011. 5th isn't a bad place to start.
Purple second sector for Nathan.
Here he comes.
Oh, he's really fast.
Through the final chicane. Where's he going to go? No time so far. And he goes pole position. The first and only 27 time that we have seen so far this week here in ERC, and it's pole position. And I can hear a Mercedes team principal very happy because it's a 1-2 for the Mercedes squad.
I could hear Toto Wolff smacking the table in happiness from here.
I'm pretty sure Panda, who is the Mercedes team manager, I do believe, is very, very happy with that result.
That's very good. Oh, that was a stellar lap time of 27.9. Half a second faster than anyone else. Nathan has really showed his potential today. He was building up quite a bit the last month and a half. And now today he's really shown his ability to be very fast in that Mercedes.
So, qualifying results on your screen. Nathan McIntyre and Gary Bluntblade 1 and 2, and Mercedes team principal is going to be very, very happy with that result. What am I on about? Yeah, Toto Wolff.
Toto
McVitie's in third, Bird in fourth. Matic finishes fifth, but he's going to start 10th on the grid. Shaggy moves up to fifth, Mike Steele to sixth. SRC Roman to 7th, Ajax to 8th, and Rikaz to 9th. Unusual to see EXO at the back, because we've seen how good he is at qualifying. I mean, I do believe he did qualify yesterday and managed to get sort of mid-pack. So,
Oh, rain! Rain for the race.
Oh, hello.
Lovely.
A wet Suzuka. This could be very, very interesting.
Ah, yes, we've had quite a few wet races in Suzuka
Haven't
in
we
the last
just?
couple of years.
One question that Sam asked me sort of in between this part of the race and qualifying, and again, if anybody in chat or in the Discord has any answers, then feel free. But obviously, you know, Suzuka is pretty majorly historic. But what's like some of your favourite moments from this circuit?
There's quite a few I can.
I was going to say I'll let you think, but I think one of my personal favourites is 2005.
I was about to say as well.
Yeah.
2005, Kimi Raikkonen's charge from 17th position, taking the lead on the final lap around the outside of turn 1. That had me in tears. That was absolutely a beautiful overtake. I saw it. I love Kimi Raikkonen. He's one of my favorite drivers. I've watched the race back because I was only 3 years old when that happened. Just seeing it made me, I don't know why, it just got me emotional for some reason. I can't explain. But one of the best races I've seen. And Raikkonen just absolutely sending that car around the outside. That McLaren was, in his hands, was scary fast. And indeed, one of my favorite moments here at Suzuka. The other one, the top one, obviously, Ferrari bias. Michael Schumacher wins the championship on the 8th of October in 2000, crosses the line ahead of Mika Hakkinen, wins it on strategy, and is a 3-time world champion.
He even remembers the exact date. Wow, that's why we love Angelo. Got all the facts, got all the stats.
Indeed.
Rookie's saying it should dry out towards the end. It's not rain throughout, say the weather forecasts. Ooh, yes.
That sounds lovely.
We do love changeable conditions. Rain's not something that's new to Suzuka, nowhere near. But you know, whenever there's obviously rain at Suzuka, we people are reminded of what has happened and then what almost has happened. On multiple instances.
Indeed.
I'm obviously not going to go into detail.
There's one race I want to mention. One of the best races, again, in Suzuka I've ever seen. One of the most underrated performances. 1994, Damon Hill, in the rain, beats Michael Schumacher on aggregate time as well, with a old front right or front left wet tire, because it was stuck in the pits. He couldn't get it off, so they just kept that old tire on while they changed all the other three. He still managed to win on pace against the Michael, which was regarded as the Rainmaster at the time. So, 1994 Japanese Grand Prix. Go watch it if you've never seen it, because it's an intense as hell race. We've also had a battle for third place between Sean Lacey in the V12 Ferrari against Nigel Mansell in the Williams, trying to take third place away from Sean Lacey. One of the most interesting races I've ever seen. Go watch it. Underrated race, underrated performance by Damon Hill. I can only suggest you watch it as soon as possible if you have F1 TV.
Unfortunately, a paid service. Otherwise, one of the first things I do after finishing my assignments is watch that race. Good evening, everyone who's just joining us. Aged Exodius07 and Gary Bluntblade. Qualifying has just finished. We're set to go racing, well, any minute now, because the race is due to start at past, according to what Bert had put in the chat. There we go, we're set to get going ever so shortly. And it is going to be, well, you can see it's going to start wet, but we are expecting it to go and dry a little bit throughout the race. So it's going to be changeable conditions, dry tyres, wet tyres. It's going to be everything that you'd expect from a Suzuka race, and I absolutely cannot wait. I don't know about you.
Me neither. I can't wait. Can't. It's impossible. I need to see cars going around this.
Well, we shouldn't need to wait too much longer, but in fact, there we go. These guys go on the formation line. I would ordinarily show you the tyres that they're on, but they're all on intermediates, so there's no need to do that. I should mention this is round 8 of 12 here at the 100, so it would be worth going over the championship standings, which are as follows. Bird currently has a 25-point lead over Somatic Coast in second place. Somatic's 5-place grid drop from 5th to 10th certainly doesn't help his chances. Exo in third, right behind Somatic on 129, 1 points difference, and then a 7 points gap to Shaggy. Don't forget that we do use a slightly altered point system, where it is 30 points for a win, and then it goes progressively down from there, where everybody gets points. There is also 2 points if you keep it clean, and then an extra point for fastest lap as well. A couple more interesting battles further down in the field. That is Lord Rickaz and SRC Roman, who are currently 7th and 9th on the grid. They're drawn 6th, but Rickaz does get that on count back because he's got 2 podiums there. Is there anything sort of interesting? Nathan McIntyre is very close to that battle as well. He's 5 points down there. And NCL, despite having participated in just a singular race, is in 16th place with 31 points because he won and got the fastest lap last time out in Singapore, as these guys are coming up to the grid. I'd ask yourself quickly, Angelo, what are you expecting into turn 1?
I'm actually expecting people to take it cautious in the mid-pack and the rear of the field. I think at the front we may see somebody try an audacious, brave move around the outside of turn 1. Charles Leclerc tried that in 2022, didn't work out for him. Lando Norris tried that last year on Max Verstappen, didn't work out for him. So let's see if maybe somebody as...
Ajax is just repositioning himself as is rookie. Here come the lights. We're about to go racing in Suzuka. And that's exactly what happens. Looks to be a decent start for Nathan McIntyre on board with McVie, who had a stellar start. Got ahead of
down the
Gary
inside.
Bluntblade. Bird inside of Gary Bluntblade also. So Bluntblade's not had a very good start. Too wide further down. That is Mike Steele on the inside of Shaggy. These guys head up towards the S's. Who's going to have the position? That is Mike Steele ahead of Shaggy, the Great Wall of Wallasey, ahead of the Mystery Machine. As they head through the S's for the first time in this race, is Nathan ahead of McVitie's in second, Bluntblade in third, Bird in fourth, Mike Steele in fifth, and Shaggy in sixth.
That's a pretty clean start so far. Very good. McVitie's.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a move there from Ajax.
Oh, look at McVitie's. He's so close to Nathan. He might try to go down the inside here. Let's see if he tries it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
And in fact, if anything, he's lost time.
Yellow
There's
flag.
Stug off track through the Dageners, but he's back on the grey stuff, so it's all okay, at least for now. On board with Bird, who's going to try and get on Gary.
Like they were going side by side. It looked like they were going side by side.
Ooh.
Oh, he's gone wide.
That's Ajax gone wide. Careful, automatic coast in the background. That is Roman going to battle with the McLaren ahead of him.
Oh, Roman gets tight. Can still make it around the inside of 130 yard. Doesn't make it. He does.
He doesn't even need the corner. Doesn't even
what an
need
overtake.
the corner. That is a brilliant overtake. There's further battles in the back. That's MCL round the outside of EXO, breaking into here. EXO's got the advantage. He's going to have to drive out of the chicane.
So look at that exit from Somatic Coast.
There we go. On board with the Alpha Tauri to the right hand side he goes. Inside off turn 1. Is he going to be able to pull that off? Ajax goes wide, so he's got the move done. And easy as that, but Ajax tries to cut back. There's a little bit of contact there. That is Roman. Roman's been hit. And is that VSC or is that full safety?
Nothing yet. There's
full
nothing
safety
yet
car
going on.
It's a full safety car.
Is it? I can't see it. It only says warning.
If you look at the mini map, if you've got the mini map.
Yep, safety car. Yeah, safety car.
It's a full safety car. There we go.
Indeed.
Now it triggers. Whew, pretty good start to the race, that.
It was exciting. Very exciting. McVitie's had a brilliant start. He,
Well, so did Bird, to be fair.
Bird as well. Bird tried it. I think.
That's
yeah,
second
he did.
row.
Yeah, Blunt. Yeah, the Blunt Blade didn't have that good of a start, unfortunately. Maybe he did get bogged down 3 places. He went from 2nd to 5th.
Biggest gainers are EXO and MCL, who seem to be driving in formation. They're up 4 from the back of the grid to 9th and 10th place. Pardon me. Rookie not far behind them on 3 places up from the very back. But yeah, no, it's been a very good start of the race. Very clean, lots of good moves, lots of near sideways action, I think. And I tell you what, if this is what we've got for 2 laps, I want to see what we've got for the remaining 51. Because this is going to be good.
Indeed, I can't wait to see what happens after the safety car comes in again. What do you expect so far? What do you think?
Going off also what happened yesterday, Steele has a lot of pace in his car. I know he was in a Red Bull yesterday, so he does have part of that advantage. But regardless, you know, there's a reason why he's called the Great Wall of the Wirral, right? Because he's brilliant at defending.
Mm-hmm.
So I do expect that defensive masterclass to continue and develop. I expect EXO to move up the field as well. That's exactly what he was doing yesterday. MCL is a little bit of an unknown because we've not seen him race too much this season. However, if last season is anything to go by, you know, we could be seeing him to the top of the field by lap 30. So who knows? But yeah, Nathan McIntyre is going to have a big challenge on his hands to keep the lead, especially with someone like McVitie's and Bird right behind him. Both of them have a lot of pace in their McLaren and Haas respectively.
Yeah, indeed. Haas seem to have some very good pace today.
3rd and 9th. Of course, I mean, right, not to put a damper on the Haas car, they are being piloted by current and former champions. So there is part that. There is a lot of experience behind.
Indeed, yeah.
Behind those sturdy wheels of the Haas. So, you know, I obviously don't want to diminish the team's also an achievement. However, there is that to bear in mind as well.
Yep.
Coming up to start lap 4 of 53, we are under safety car conditions. Nathan McIntyre's led from pole. McVitie's, Bird and Steele, pretty stellar starts from the three of them. Gary Bloodlane not so much in 5th place. Somatic Coast in 7th after being demoted 5 spots as Rookie goes into the pit lane. Much prefers a safety car restart at the very back. We do often see that Rookie does that, and if I'm honest, that's exactly what I do as well. So
it's a safe restart at the back.
Yeah.
No worries. Whatever happens at the front, you can avoid.
Exactly.
Well, that's a safe option. I'd like to take that as well. I did one race. I did win it from the rainy race. Did win, starting last at some point. Somehow ended up in 1st place and won it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people call rain like the great leveler kind of thing, because rain does change things. Because yes, you may be brilliant in the dry, right? But when you're on, you know, low grip, sort of you're fighting with the car, are you able to keep it on the island and go fast? That is a completely different challenge, and that's where some of the best drivers are seen as such.
Indeed, yeah, it is the case. I love the wet personally. I love driving in difficult conditions. There was one time I did one race for one league. I don't remember the name, but it was a realistic performance league on F1 2020. I was handed the Ferrari, which at the time wasn't a really competitive car. But yeah, the rain nullifies any disadvantage or advantage anyone has, and I was leading that race by quite a margin before I smacked my front wing. It was in Zandvoort, full wet conditions. Damaged my front wing and it was race over basically.
Oh, around Zandvoort, that's not a very fun place to do it. Safety car is in this lap. What league, whatever league it is, I couldn't help you. Pre-2023, I don't know what leagues there were. There goes Nathan McIntyre. Does seem to have caught McVitie's out a little bit as these guys are coming down to cross the line.
That doesn't seem too bad, yeah.
Yeah, looking on board with Gary Bluntblade. Can he make a move on Mike Steele? No, stays behind. Stays in 7th place. No rookie masterclass for a long time. Maybe coming one day, says Rookie. Here's to hoping. I don't think I've seen one. You may correct me because you may have seen or done something that I've not seen. The Spain 100. He finished 2nd, so in season 9.
Yeah.
Which was also ironically my first race I ever commentated, so that's why I remember it pretty vividly. Bird in 3rd. Didn't even want to rhyme, but here we are. Out of the hairpin. Getting a decent drive. Can he make a move? He's got to give it a go. Inside of Spoon.
Inside now.
Is brave in the wet. He's just took a little bit more speed, slightly wider line. Manages to keep the car exactly where he wanted it to be. Somatic Coast in 7th place.
Oh, they're inside of one of the... Heading up to 130R, he makes the stick. Bird is ahead of McVitie's now.
He's going to go for it. I thought he was going to go for it into Intercasio Triangle as well. Somatic goes ahead of the Mission Machine of Shaggy, so that's for 6th place. A little further back, careful for Mike Steele. We've seen yesterday how Mike Steele can absolutely demolish a race. Nathan 141.8, fastest lap. As we go back on board with the McLaren, or not, through turn 2 for the 6th time in this event. MCL ahead of EXO, so the Empire are trading places down the front stretch. And Nathan has pulled that 1.7 gap on the lead on the second place.
Oh, it did drop like 2/10. It was 1.9 before Bale took McVitie's. Now it's 1. Okay, then it's back to 1.8.
Yeah. It's sort of, you know, wavering up on the upper ends of like above 1.5.
1.7, 1.6 and a half, 1.63.
It is
One
closing.
and a half. Okay, now it's up back to 1.7. 1.6.
I love your
wavering.
enthusiasm side by side with Shaggy and MCL on exit of the hairpin, but Shaggy had a better drive and the outside line, and that's kept the position for the Aston Martin, who stays in 7th place. They head into Spoon Corner. MCL riding the curbs on both sides. Drive out here is crucial. Can he make a move into 130R? No, but can he make a move into Cassio's triangle? Is, I think, going to be the next best spot. Here he comes. Can he get close? No, he thinks about it. Goes to the left side. Decides not to go for it. But he's going to have great drive through here. Is he going to go for it? No, stays in 8th place. Remember, this man has only participated in one race so far. Bird's gone fastest.
He's 1.1. He's 1.1 behind him now. He's
And
closing
he's-
up really quickly.
And he's opened up the gap between himself and Vinny's on board with MCL, side by side. Inside of
they
one.
touched
And
it.
he's got that
Touched it a
move
little
done.
They touched a little bit though on the. I think hopefully no damage done to Shaggy there, but they did tap quite harshly actually the end plate. But he's through so far. Quite nice.
Had this have been real life, I'd be worried if it were, but I think the game makes these cars a slightly little bit tougher purely for that. Somaticos tries the inside Dunlop corner on the exit of the S's. That would have been brilliant, forcing Gary Bluntblade out of the way, but close enough for a move, but doesn't go for it. Stays in 6th place. Gary Bluntblade, in fact, he goes wide, so Somaticos gets past. Can MCL do the exact same thing into the hairpin? Remains in 7th position. Still in the top half of the field though. He's got a brilliant drive.
Back to the lead.
He's got a brilliant drive out of the hairpin. He stays in 7th place. Let's go back to this lead battle. That is
The gap was
developing.
dropped down. The gap was dropped to 0.6 of a second. Now 0.7. It's there. It's there. 0.701. 667. Can we get maybe potential overtake attempt? Oh, he's run wide.
Well, there's one from. There we go, Canny. There's a moment there. That is Mike Steele that's gone off track. Contact there with Somatic Coast. As these guys head around the final corner to start yet another lap. This is 4 cars gaggle for 4th place on board with MCL, the last of that 4. There goes Somatic Coast on the inside of Mike Steele. MCL's pulled a massive dive bomb as well. Goes deep into.
Oh, but keeps
Third
it already
one
inside.
on That was a brilliant move from MCL. He retains the position at least for now.
He tried to go around the outside of Steele, but he just had to back. Oh, look! It looks like he's trying to push him through that corner there.
We know Steele's great at defending. Ooh, bit of
Roman
a
is
rear
out.
wiggle.
Oh no,
He's already been out for since lap 2. He heads through the diagonals through the first and then the second. There on the rear end, there's an opportunity for Gary Bluntblade to make a move into the hairpin. Can he do exactly that? No, he can't. He stays in 7th place. Had this been dry conditions, he would have considered it, but not at the moment on board with Shaggy. I think Gary just went slightly deep into the hairpin. Stays in 8th place. Doesn't really get quite close enough. Somatic Coast almost on the back of the biscuit factory of McVitie's. Having a little bit of a spot of trouble through Spoon. The exit is crucial. There he goes, great exit. To the left, to the right, where does he go? Had to lift off the throttle because McVitie's put the car exactly where Somatic wanted to go.
Oh, look at that! Oh, I'm looking nice for an overtake as well.
Here he goes. Oh. Shaggy getting past Gary Bluntblade. And Gary Bluntblade also being
the exit.
forced almost
the
off
exit.
track.
Oh, he's sliding. He's almost hit the pit wall there. What?
Oh my word. Crazy stuff here in Suzuka. There goes is that MCL on Mike Steele. And that is Somatic Coast getting past McVitie's. That is for third place in this race. And side by side further back as well, that is, oh goodness me, Mike Steele and MCL on board with the Haas. I thought Shaggy's going to force himself into them. MCL round the outside of the third S. That would have been a brilliant move. In fact, he's going to go inside the unlocked corner. Does he? Does he? Can't. No. Stays in sixth. Oh, it needed a little bit more drive grip, I think.
He almost rents him there as well.
Under the bridge, of course, the only figure 8 circuit on the F1 calendar as they head round the hairpin. He's going to try with the drive. No, stays behind the Williams. Cracking sponsorship. Almost teasing him to try and make a move. As these guys all head into Spoon Yellow in the second sector. That is for... I think that's for Ajax, is it? Might have been. Or no, was it Rookie? Possibly.
Kenny.
No, it wasn't Kenny. It wasn't Kenny. That's Steele on McVitie's. He's going to get the switch back as well. That's a brilliant defence from the Biscuit Factory as these guys head into there. Contact there with the Haas. Haas and Aston Martins. They're going to go side by side further back. Careful for the other Aston Martin further behind. And they're going to go two abreast, almost, well, not almost three abreast, back into formation. And wow, what a first 10 laps we've had.
Yeah, quite an action-packed actually. Very exciting so far. Too much action going on, I can't keep up.
Neither can I. If anybody tells you Wet Suzuka is boring, please show them this race, because this is absolutely amazing. On board with the Biscuits Factory on McVitie's. He's got a brilliant drive out of the Dunlop corner and down towards the two Degners. First of the faster one, second of the slower one. Slightly wide through there. Opportunity for MCL. Goes on the curbs, does McVitie's, and MCL's made the position.
Oh, an overtake.
And that is very easy for MCL. Simply carving through the field like a knife through butter. He's got the drive as well on Mike Steele as they go two abreast through Spoon Curve. Mike has got the inside. And Adrian is going to fall back into formation, or is he? He's going to have the inside into Spoon, but no. The outside grip for Mike Steele has worked, and he stays in fourth place, 4.5 seconds off of the podium. So here comes MCL again, brilliant drive out of Spoon. Does he go for it into 130R? No. We've seen that you can very easily just get the cutback and make that move right back.
Oh, look, maybe, no, it's too far back.
One,
Looks
two,
like
three,
too
four,
far. Oh, no, never mind.
5, 6, 7 cars in proximity with each
And
other.
inside.
That is Shaggy and McVitie's. There's a little bit of battling further back as well with, I believe, that is Rickaz and Gary Bluntblade on board with Shaggy.
I'm still
Right in this battle for fourth place. These head through the S's.
And there's, yeah,
Yellow. The yellow flag is caused, I do believe, by the Red Bull of Stug. He crashed into Rookie. Yellow side pod damage. He's saying, oh well, in the chat.
Oh yeah, I've just seen it. Yeah, yeah, got hit, given floor sidewall damage. That's never nice. And run this type of circuit.
In using a Top Gear reference, meanwhile, Bird is less than half a second on Nathan, so going to be keeping an eye on that as these guys head over the top of the bridge down into 130R1 and 2, just there, and down into Cassio's right.
All he needs is a good exit. Seems to have it. Indeed, very decent.
Well, you're saying in the try with DRS, you need to be about half a second away to try and make a move into turn 1, but I don't think he's close enough for that. Somatic curve 40.8. is your new fastest lap. Unfortunately, Somatic's in third. I was going to say he's further back, but I thought he was a little lower down.
Yeah.
Here's Exo. Nowhere near. McVitie stays in 8th place, but McVitie goes deep into turn 2, and he's going to go side by side heading into the S's. What's going to happen here? He's going to have the outside, and he's going to have the speed, and the grip, and the position. 7th place for Exo.
Yeah, nice overtake through the S section. Gets to place quite cleanly so far.
It's not often that you get to see a move made into the S's, so it's great to see.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, great to see these drivers making moves everywhere, as we see both Gary Bluntblade and Rickaz go off track through the Degners. There's a lot
of, made a small mistake.
There's a lot of places that you can easily go off track. You've got much more sim racing experience than I. What are sort of like the most common places we look at Mike Steele go wide through Spoon?
Spoon, like you've seen.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a difficult section. Surprisingly, 130R as well.
Yep.
In the rain, if you run a bit wide, in 10 seconds will time down really well. Another corner that is quite difficult to get right is a double right-hander before the bridge.
Degners, yeah. Degner 1 and Degner 2. Yeah, I know what you mean. As we look at that is McVitie's right on the back. Does he go for it into turn 1? A little squiggly on the brakes. Stays in 9th place, can't make a move on the Mercedes in front of us as these guys plunge through the S's, through 3 and 4, into the left of 5, into 6. Again, a little squirrely on the brakes, and start going up the hill towards turn 7, over the crest, down into Degner 1, the first of the right-handers, and Degner 2, the second. Using a little bit of curb there as well. Quite a lot of curb, actually.
It looks like it also stopped raining. There's no rain anymore.
Well, we were expecting it to be changeable conditions as we look at this battle for 5th place. You guys put a bit of sushi between them, and that's probably all you could do. Into Spoon curve. Exo's dropped back a little bit, but on board with Shaggy, who's in 6th place. Mission Machine in an Aston Martin. Here he goes to the left side. Made the move on Mike Steele. Can Exo do the same thing? Nose forced to stay in line. But there goes Mike Steele. Got the cutback. Is he going to have the outside line into 1? Yes, but not into the 2nd. And Shaggy's had the grip and the pace to keep the place. Now, Exo, can he get back at Mike Steele on board with the South African? Does he go left, right, middle? No, stays in 7th place. Contemplates the move, I can tell, but decides against it.
Yeah, he just went for the safe option. Better try again next time instead of trying to get your nose in there. Michael Schumacher has experienced that in real life.
I tell you what, nose count through the S looks absolutely spectacular. We know.
I agree.
Yeah, we know the game isn't great, but one of the things that it does do pretty well is it provides a brilliant range of camera angles. Unfortunately, the helicopter cam isn't seen as often as it should be, in my opinion. However,
true.
You know,
you should have. It would be cool if the game allowed us, just like a sort of Porsche, to have different types of camera settings, static cameras or helicopter cams, as in the mirrors I can just see Exo having a look on the inside of the screen.
He thought about it, we're just on board with them. He thought about it, but decides not to go for it, as Shaggy's already cleared up by over a second and a half on Steele even. So
And also,
is
yeah,
the big question, is Mike Steele a roadblock here?
not too much, I don't think. His pace is pretty good.
Right.
Somebody else who is dropping off a little bit more than I expected. Goes into the pits as well. MCL was dropping back.
I mean, it did
A
start at the
bit.
back, so it's not really surprising. As here we go. What does he do? Mediums.
Mediums? Okay.
Is it medium?
Maybe the game told
Yeah.
him. Yeah. Maybe the game told him. Maybe he asked the engineer about the
So,
weather.
first
wait.
man to pit onto the slick tyres. We're expecting Dries to be coming in at some point. We'll go on board with the Haas. Mediums are a brave